Ever wondered why plants don't need breakfast or why they don't pant after a long day in the sun? This all ties back to two primary mechanisms, photosynthesis and respiration, which are fundamental to a plant's existence. In essence, photosynthesis is the process by which plants produce their nourishment. It entails the absorption of sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, transforming them into glucose, a kind of sugar, and oxygen. This glucose serves as the fuel for their growth. On the other hand, respiration describes how plants respire. This process differs slightly in plants than in humans. They inhale and exhale carbon dioxide, predominantly during the night hours. During daylight, plants are preoccupied with photosynthesis. These two processes are critical not just for plants but also for us. They ensure our supply of oxygen and the food we eat, both of which are essential contributions from plants. In the grand scheme of things, the survival of all living organisms, Earth is interconnected. Although we require food and oxygen to survive, produced by plants through their own unique metabolic processes, it's equally important to remember that plants need us too. They rely on the carbon dioxide we exhale for photosynthesis. So, while we need to eat and breathe to survive, plants have their own unique way of getting by. Now that we've established why plants don't need to frequent the buffet table, let's plunge into the intricacies of how they become their own chefs. Photosynthesis is a three-act connoisseur culinary extravaganza where sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide form the main ingredients. In the initial process, termed light-dependent reactions, sunlight gets absorbed by chlorophyll, the vibrant green pigment that triggers life in plants. Picture the chlorophyll as miniature solar panels diligently soaking in the sunlight to fuel the subsequent steps of this fascinating process. Moving on to the second act of this play, we find that the magic truly begins. The radiant energy absorbed by the chlorophyll undergoes a transformation to morph into chemical energy encapsulated in ATP, an acronym for adenosine triphosphate. ATP is tantamount to a charged battery, meticulously storing energy for its future utilization. It's a thrilling spectacle, isn't it? But before you lose your breath in awe, let's move on to the final act where things escalate to an unprecedented level of excitement. In the last stage, the energy-infused ATP plays a pivotal role in combining carbon dioxide and water to concoct glucose, which is a form of sugar. This glucose is the delectable feast that plants devour to grow and flourish. Think of it as a plant's personal Michelin-starred chef, harnessing the energy borrowed from the sun to whip up a scrumptious, nutrient-packed meal. However, the process doesn't end here. Oxygen, an element we humans cannot survive without, is produced as a byproduct during photosynthesis and generously released into the atmosphere. This release of oxygen by plants is an essential process which not only feeds the plants but also aids in our survival. Look at the plants effortlessly multitasking. This sequence of photosynthesis, even though it might seem complicated, possesses an unparalleled elegance. It is Mother Nature's ingenious method of converting sunlight into life-sustaining energy, a process that has been recurring for billions of years. This spectacular phenomenon happens in the leaves of plants, these verdant, leafy solar factories that relentlessly work around the clock to feed the plant and purify our air. In conclusion, with just a bit of help from the sun, plants manage to prepare their own gourmet meals. But plants don't just make food, they eat it too. Let's see how. Unlike animals, plants have unique abilities provided by nature. They have the potential to produce their food through photosynthesis and consume it through a process known as respiration. This process might seem intricate, but it's quite fascinating to understand. Similar to humans, plants breathe, but their respiration is more elaborate. It primarily occurs in tiny cell organs, the mitochondria. But how does this process transpire? The answer lies within the product of photosynthesis, glucose. Glucose is essentially the plant's power source, a packed lunch full of energy. It is then transported to the mitochondrial powerhouses for consumption. Think of the mitochondria like a plant's personal kitchen, where glucose undergoes a transformation. This transformation, known as cellular respiration, involves a series of chemical reactions and is the stage where the real magic unfolds. The glucose gradually disintegrates, liberating the energy stored within. This process is akin to a slow-burning fire. As glucose disintegrates, it liberates energy, similar to how a burning log dispenses heat. The energy released becomes the fuel for plant activities, enabling growth and reproduction. However, just like humans, plants produce waste during this process too. The byproducts are carbon dioxide and water, expelled back into the environment, primarily at night when photosynthesis is on halt. Hence, plants exhibit a relentless cycle of producing food during the day and feasting at night. The process of respiration in plants demonstrates an intricate balance of intake and output, synthesis and consumption. It's an awe-inspiring phenomenon in even the simplest life forms, revealing the extraordinary complexity and beauty of nature. It is indeed a dance of creation and consumption, a testament to life's intricate web of processes. So, while they may not have mouths, plants sure know how to feast. So, how do these two processes, photosynthesis and respiration, connect in the life of a plant, you might ponder? Well, it's an intricate symbiotic relationship that upholds the life cycle of our thriving foliage friends. Before we delve deeper, let's first decode the products of photosynthesis. It's essential to note that during photosynthesis, plants harness sunlight's power, combine it with water and carbon dioxide to produce glucose and oxygen. This isn't a simple reaction, but a complex chemical process that is critical for plant life. This glucose isn't merely a saccharine reward for the plant, it's the pivotal energy source that powers respiration. Respiration, as we've previously touched upon, is the metabolic process where plants disassemble glucose, setting free energy, carbon dioxide, and water. The energy released here is not wasted. Plants harness it for growth, development, and other critical functions. In essence, the glucose synthesized during photosynthesis is the fuel that drives respiration. But what happens to the oxygen produced during photosynthesis? The answer is simple, yet profound. Plants are generous entities. They expel a significant portion of this oxygen into the atmosphere, a process that benefits all aerobic organisms. However, a fraction of this oxygen is reserved by the plant for its own use. It is utilized in the of respiration. During respiration, oxygen plays an integral role in breaking down glucose. This process, in turn, gives rise to carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide, however, doesn't disappear into oblivion. The plant recycles it, putting it to good use in the photosynthesis process, thereby initiating a cycle. The plant employs the carbon dioxide from respiration along with sunlight and water to synthesize more glucose and oxygen. As such, the products of photosynthesis powers respiration, and the products of respiration find utility in photosynthesis. This is a relentless loop, a ceaseless cycle of give and take that empowers the plant to survive, thrive, and reproduce. It's a harmoniously choreographed dance, isn't it? Each process contributes to the other. Each leans on the other's products for its operation. This cycle presents a perfect illustration of nature's incredible efficiency and the intricate interrelatedness of processes. In the end, it's all a beautifully orchestrated dance of give and take. And there you have it, the secret life of plants unmasked. We've traversed through the captivating process of photosynthesis, a natural phenomenon where plants transform sunlight into energy. Following that, we explored the complex dynamics of respiration, an essential procedure where the stored energy is utilized to drive life's functions. This interaction of sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water results in life-giving oxygen and nutritious matter. We invite you to share your insights and queries on photosynthesis or respiration by leaving a comment below. We cherish engaging in enlightening conversations. Remember, knowledge grows when shared. If this video educated you, consider sharing it. Spread the understanding amongst your circle. Don't overlook to hit the like button and subscribe to Facts Academy 0122. We've got a plethora of informative videos in store. Thanks for accompanying us on this verdant expedition. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Facts Academy 0122 for more enlightening videos.